Bro, I took those kids and I sent them to Dagestan for a month. And Khabib had them in his gym every day.
How crazy has it been watching all these dudes from Dagestan
God.
invade MMA
I knew it.
and dominate?
I knew it. Because in wrestling, they've been around. So I was like, when I was about to start fighting and when I started fighting, I said, man, when these Russian dudes from these regions start to come, it's going to be a problem. Because you know how good they were as wrestlers, right? What's going to happen when these guys come into fighting?
Right, learn striking.
And it's the same thing. You know, we were talking in the back like Alexander Karelin. I looked at that picture and I go, hey, that was a bad dude. Just a monster.
Monster.
A monster.
Monster.
And there have been a many of them. Bovarsar Satiev. All these great Russian athletes that are just crazy. There was one guy that beat me in the Olympic semifinals. His name was Hajimurat Gutsalov. We're lucky that son of a bitch didn't fight because he would have beat everybody, and John Jones included. Every one of them would have got their ass whipped by that dude.
Really?
He was good, bro. He wrestled me at the Olympic Games, and he beat all of us, though. He beat me. He beat Kel Sanderson. He beat Kyle Snyder. He beat all the best Americans for a long time. He wrestled from my Olympic cycle all the way to Kyle Snyder, who won the 2020 Olympic Games. That guy beat him. This dude was so fast. He was so good. I brought him in to train with me for John Jones. My strength coach told me he would try to break him. He said, Daniel, I would try to break this guy. He goes, I would give him all of my workouts. He goes, and then I would add just to try to see how far he would go. He said, no matter what I did, he never stopped. He never got tired. And he goes, he always wanted to do more. He never questioned anything. And that dude, that's why the dude's like a 6-time world champion, Olympic champion, everything. He was the best, man. And we're just lucky he didn't fight because all of us would have no accomplishments. He was that
video
good.
of this dude?
His name is Gutsalov, Gatsalov. He was good, man. He was so fast. He was so strong. His motion, his movement. These dudes were... I knew that if guys like that started fighting, they would be a problem. And that's exactly what they've become. I mean, look at him. This is the guy right here. It's him. We were training. This dude would just hit me with all kinds of stuff. I actually, and we're sweating too. He just never stopped, bro. The guy was just tremendous in everything he did. So I would have to set my mind every day going into the room like I was about to wrestle in the Olympic Games because I knew how hard it would be to try to go with this cat. Then he would be beating on these dudes in MMA. He'd take against the wall like it was impossible to take him down. And but look at this though, Joe. Everybody would just watch. Dude taking me down. They got the UFC cameras. I'm like, yo, cut that. Wow. I'm like, cut it.
This is some wild scrambles. Yeah. Oh, you got him?
I got one, but that's probably the only one I got for a month. And then at times I thought he might be letting me. I'm like, yo, are you letting me score, man? Because I wrestled you in competition and I ain't never scored. But I mean, he was just too good, Joe. I mean, he beat me in Olympic semifinals. He beat everybody.
Did you ever talk to him about his interest in MMA?
I asked him. He was like, I want to wrestle. And now he's the head of the Russian Wrestling Federation. He's the coach now. So I said, dude, sometimes I'm embarrassed to say some of the shit I do, but my kids on my wrestling team, this team now has all my youth club kids. They all wrestled for me in middle school. When they were 7th and 8th grade, they were doing their homeschool year. So reclassifying is a big thing in sports now, where if you and I are supposed to graduate in 1998, we will reclassify to graduate in 99.
Why was this fight fan on Reddit surprised by this information? He spends $840 yearly to watch PPV events. If you're like him, we have a solution for you, and it's not what you think. This solution doesn't just allow you to watch pay-per-view events, but also lets you enjoy all sorts of sports, and even the latest movies and TV shows. It's called iWatch Max. Through iWatchMax.com, you can save at least $700 on pay-per-view charges each year. So you're skeptical now, right? Well, hear this. Every purchase is protected with a 7-day risk-free guarantee. If iWatch Max doesn't meet your expectations, you'll receive your money back, no questions asked. To gain instant access, visit iWatchMax.com or scan the QR code displayed on your screen right now.
Bro, I took those kids when they were in 7th and 8th grade, and I sent them to Dagestan for a month.
Whoa.
They took all of their schoolwork, and they went to Dagestan in Moscow for a month.
Wow.
Like 8 or 9 kids with 2 parents.
Wow.
I sent them to Russia, bro.
That's crazy.
The fact that their parents actually listen to me is crazy, because they're like, yo, you're out of your mind. We're not sending our 13-year-old kids to Russia. They sent them, bro. We put them in some big jackets, and I said, hey, I know if we want to be the best, they got to be by these guys. And so we sent them. And Khabib had them in his gym every day.
Wow.
He bought, and Khabib is a great guy, right? He bought hotels for him. He'd feed him. He said, just get him here. And, dude, they trained for a month. They told me, they said, Coach, we practice with you. He goes, in Dagestan, it's training. Because it's in the morning, it's in the midday, and it's in the evening. You're training all day. Long practices. He said that these kids told me, Joe, that they do about 30 minutes of gymnastics before they start practice. Gymnastics. For the flexibility and body discipline and body control and everything. So they're flipping and doing all kinds of stuff before they ever got to wrestling.
Wow.
They're working, they're operating at a different level, man. That's why you see Makhachev like being who he is. Makhachev is crazy.
Bro, the way he adjusted to Volkanovski in the second fight was pretty special.
Yeah.
Like the use of that left leg
Just
to
left
the
kick,
body,
left kick,
and then
left
the high kick. The way he
Nuts.
set that up, man, all the possible endings to that fight that you could have seen.
Never thought that.
Never thought, like,
That
high
knockout?
kick KO. Crazy.
And we thought when we saw Khabib, right, that was the complete version of a Russian fighter. Mm-hmm. Then you see Islam, and he possesses all those same skills with the striking.
With the striking.
So what about the
Yeah.
next one? What about the
Yeah.
next one? Because there's going to be another one.
Yeah.
What about the next guy?
Right.
Right? It's like they're just getting better and better.
And now that they know that these guys from that region are, like, if you're a kid and you're growing up in that region, now you know, oh, I can follow that same path.
I can do MMA, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to just be wrestling or they do sambo.
Yeah.
Which is as perfect a base for mixed martial arts as you can find.
Yeah.
Because they're punching and kicking each other and stuff already and grappling and doing everything. So
It's a very good base. It's a little weird.